For Gang Entertainment, it's your boy DG, and we back with another video with some sad news today. Very, very sad news today, man. Terron Armstead, he gone, man. Terron Armstead is gone, man. I don't know how I feel about the season. I don't know anymore. I really don't know, man. We really needed Terron Armstead. For real. I mean, unless Patrick Paul could perform up to the level of Terron Armstead. That's what we hoping for. We hoping this 52 guy right here, 6'8", 360. We hoping that he could block well enough to the point where we're not going to realize the loss of Terron Armstead. You know, you've been in this offense for a year now. So you shouldn't be bad, but, you know, we don't have no hopes. You know, he had some good plays last year. I'm not even going to lie, put people on their back. I give Patrick Paul that, most definitely. But at the same time, there's no replacing Terron Armstead. You know, like right now he's coaching up Patrick Paul in this video. He's coaching him up, but we're going to see if he could turn into that next Terron Armstead for this offense. That's what we're really hoping for, man. There go Austin Jackson in the back. You were supposed to be the person that made us realize that we don't need Terron Armstead, but you're not good enough. We move you to right tackle. We still got to keep on getting other guys to put in that room to see if we could actually replace a guy of this magnitude. You know, the last time we had a good tackle before Terron Armstead was Larry Tunsil, but we traded him away. So
before the game, we noticed Terron Armstead giving you a bunch of tips. What has that relationship been like, getting to learn from someone like him?
You know, it's a mentor. You know, you got the vet and the rookie. Yeah. Most of the guys in my room, they're veterans. You know, we have 2 rookies in the room, and we have about 35 years from all our linemen in there. So every guy in there, they're pretty good at giving me advice whenever I need it and whenever it comes to that. But before the game, he was just talking with me, getting me ready for the moment, and yeah.
Is it more of a mentality thing with him in those moments in terms of getting you ready for the game during warm-up?
Yeah, it's kind of just, you know, you're going to be nervous.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's your first start.
Try to calm you down a little bit.
Just, you know, basic techniques, what we've been doing this whole time. Just go out there and do that.
Before the game, we noticed Terron Armstead.
Patrick Paul, no need to be nervous, bro. No need to be nervous, man. You're probably the biggest, tallest O-lineman in the NFL, or probably in the top 5. If anything, everybody should be scared of you. But you got to give them something on film to show that you ain't nothing to play with. You know, he's athletically gifted in regards to his arm length. You know, he's getting better with his technique, you know, but it's the offseason, so we're hoping that he put in work to be a better player for the Dolphins next year. That's what we're hoping for.
Super Bowl week coverage and interviews here in New Orleans. Joining us now, longtime NFL tackle, Miami Dolphins, Terron Armstead. Terron, great to see you. Welcome.
You too. I appreciate you.
Terron, like all these years, he's been a franchise left tackle for, I don't know, what year are you in now?
12.
12?
Wow.
Damn, old man. But I've never come across him ever, like in any way.
He's been avoiding you. He's smart.
Very smart of him, definitely. He's a smart left tackle. He's smart, he's rich, he's got it all going.
I just protect quarterbacks. You know what I mean? We don't have to do too much talking. Okay. I just protect you.
Thank you.
What drew you to play left tackle? When did you know that was your calling?
Couldn't stop eating, man. You know, I couldn't put it down. Yeah. So I had speed and all those good things, but I enjoyed the dinner table a little too much. So I wanted to play D-line, actually. When I went to Arkansas Pine Bluff, first day they moved me to O-line. Couple of O-linemen that they recruited didn't show up, and they moved me over, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
What's the difference? I laugh.
Imagine Terron Armstead on that D-line. Imagine. He would be crazy, man. At D-tackle, he would be a good 3 technique. I could see him doing that. Maybe D-end.
A lot about the different mentality of the O-line and D-line.
Yeah.
Right? What is it that jumps out to you?
I would say D-linemen, they have more of an attack mentality.
Right.
We have more of a, not we, because I like to attack.
Yeah.
But O-lineman is more of a protective mentality.
Right.
You know what I mean? More on the defense. But I always encourage O-linemen, we got to get back on the offense, you know what I mean? So pass pro doesn't have to be passive, and run game is our chance to get some body blows. So try to get that attack.
You're big,
Yeah.
but for left tackle, you're not like one of
I'm one of
these.
the smaller,
You
yeah,
are,
yeah.
right. So how do you, what is it about
I'm a dog.
Yeah, you are, and then where that D lineman comes
Yeah.
in. And then that, I guess, that athleticism you're talking about.
For sure. Yeah, coming into the league, man, seeing some of the other O linemen and just the size and the D linemen too. Like Julius Peppers was still in the league when I came in, and he's 6'13".
Yeah, I played against
You know
him.
what I mean?
I know. Yeah.
So I had to use my strengths, my speed, athleticism, and my hands. I got some really strong hands. So being able to just jump out on guys, jump sets, and all those things. Watching Jason Peters do it for so long, and just really mimicking him and taking his style of play, and I felt like it worked well for me.
Yeah.
That's good to hear right there. Very, very good to hear. You know, he's basically saying that even though he's not the biggest left tackle in the NFL, you know, he uses traits in regards to making up for that. You know, Patrick Paul, the traits that you got, Terron Armstead never had when he was coming out. You know, the long limbs, you know, you got the perfect size for an NFL left tackle, perfect size. You know, but now hone in on that technique that Terron Armstead had throughout his whole career. And maybe we can replace Terron Armstead with Patrick Paul. You know, but we going to see if Dolphins go tackle first round, man. That's going to tell you everything in regards to Patrick Paul. That's going to tell you everything.
What's the biggest difference between living and playing in New Orleans and living and playing in Miami?
It's a lot of differences. New Orleans is it's a lot of history here, a lot of culture, a lot of traditions, and Miami is so diverse. It is multi. It's just so many different walks of life in Miami.
Yeah.
And sports is one of the things that bring people together, no matter the race, the gender, it doesn't matter. So you just look around in the stands in Miami, you will see, you know, so many different brands of people, and it's just both beautiful cities, both that has a lot to be proud of, and I couldn't be more thankful to play for those two organizations.
I think the Super Bowl needs to be, and we've been talking about it all week, it's got to be New Orleans, Miami on a regular basis.
Yeah,
it's got to
be. So too.
You
No, don't come back to Miami. Do not come back to Miami. You get way too hectic in Miami whenever the Super Bowl down here. Way too hectic.
what was I going to say? Oh, excuse me. I totally blanked out what I was about to say. I totally messed up. Like, can I read?
Keep struggling.
You know, this is what it was. What's the best offensive line tradition you've been a part of? Right? Like, I used to go to Thursday dinners with the guys and do that. That's it.
That's the one.
You're still
Thursday dinner. When I come into the league, Jari Evans, Zach Street, Ben Grubbs, like it was not voluntary at all. You had to be there, and you had to be on time. If you were late, it's a $100 fine. And I'm coming from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. You know, I'm trying to keep my 100. So
that's O-line stuff. So you're right. D-line wouldn't have a time stamp on the
They don't have any.
Hey, Terron, keep that up, man. Keep that up. Keep going to dinners with our old linemen, even though you retired. You know, make sure they come in on time and still meet up with you, even though you're not playing. We definitely gonna need that. Most definitely.
Structure.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So the O-line dinner, and then when COVID hit, I started doing them at my house.
Right.
So now in Miami, most of the O-line dinners are at the house, and it's just it's a great time to fellowship and get to know guys deeper, build some relationships. Yeah, that tradition it should stay around.
So you got a great house.
I got a good living room.
Cook. You got your own cook that's there for that then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're just footing the bill every week for the O-line dinner.
Absolutely not. No.
So even though it's at your house, you still get people to
for
chip
sure.
in.
Yeah. Somebody else got to pay.
That's
got to pay to
See,
play.
that's O-lineman right there. That's O-lineman. That's amazing. D-lineman, whoever hosts the party, just be like, whatever, no big deal.
No, that doesn't make great financial sense for me to do that.
Exactly.
So, we share it.
What do you make, Terron, of the narrative around the Dolphins? And some of it, comes from within the team. One of the players said it after the loss to Green Bay on Thanksgiving night. There's a softness to the defense. That soft label's been applied to the Dolphins. Got to get some tougher guys. Got to get some more dogs like you. They're going to come out there and take care of things. How do you feel about where the Dolphins are, and do they need more of a physical edge and a physical mentality to get over the hump?
I think we need more of an edge, more of an attention to detail and the small things. The word soft really it makes me cringe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've never been associated with the word, so it's hard to even talk about. But for the direction of the Dolphins, I think we just
Terron just said he not soft, he hard. That's what Terron just said. Okay, Terron. Okay.
need to. The frustration is we have enough. Like we feel like we have the talent to go win. So when you don't, it's hard to deal with. It's hard to cope with, especially when you're somebody that's used to winning. So I think us locking in on the details and the small things that make Kansas City, that separated themselves from the league. Their situational football is incredible. 4th and 1, they know what to do, and late game situations, they know 2-minute drill. They just it's like clockwork. I think those are the things that we need to lock in and focus on more. Like down to down, we can play with anybody. We can be as physical as we want to with anybody. Down to down, it's just the situational game has not been our friend, and we have to make that something that's a huge emphasis moving forward in order to win big games.
And specifically, what do you do? How do you get from here to there?
Yeah, it takes total buy-in, all from everyone, not even just the players, coaches, staff, training staff, equipment. It takes total buy-in, and it's only 3 or 4 teams that have that every year, and usually those are the Final Four. That every team is after one common goal. There's no individual success that's driving anyone. You know what I mean? Those are the teams that are consistently successful, and it has to start early when it's a 90-man roster. Mm-hmm. Even the guys that's only there for a couple months. You know what I mean? Just having that buy-in and that culture. It's hard to do, but it's necessary in order to win.
You've seen it because you've been a part of it in New Orleans.
I've seen
you're
it.
saying there,
Yeah.
and you're saying in Miami. There's everybody can raise up and pay attention to little things a little bit better.
For sure.
Right.
It has to be consistently.
Yeah.
Consistently. We've had stretches. We've gone on 5-game win streak, 6-game win streak. We've been on 5-game losing streaks too. You know what I mean? So that just shows the level of
it's
inconsistency.
all over the place a little bit there.
Yeah.
I brought up New Orleans. You had
Terron Armstead, he might come back if the Dolphins show that they could be good enough to win some playoff games. He might come back, in my honest opinion. I don't know. He might be officially done, but you see Tom Brady, he retired and he come back. So I don't know, man. I would love that, but I highly doubt that.
had some tough losses. Do you still think? I don't mean to be bad, but I mean we're here for the Super Bowl. Everybody remembers the Rams, the bad call.
Yeah, no call.
Yeah.
How often do you think about those tough losses you had here?
Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, it's traumatic to me. Honestly, it is. It's one of the lowest moments. We just think about what could have been. The timelines for a lot of people would have changed. The history of the NFL would have changed. We would have had Brady, Breeze in the Super Bowl, which would have been incredible. I've been 12 years, man. I've been on some great teams. I've never been to a Super Bowl, and it's so hard to do.
Right.
So hard to do. So to be so close.
That's sad, man. That's sad, man. He telling you, man, that he regret that he ain't get a ring. He telling you it. But, his body not holding up. That probably is the main reason why he retired. Probably is.
We get that call, we kick a field goal, maybe 20 seconds left, we feel like we get a chance to go. It's hard to deal with, and I'll forever hold on to that.
He talks about the one playoff game he was ever in 20 years ago. He still remembers the Buccaneers and
It's
Washington.
hard to
and
do.
you guys kept doing what was impressive year after year. You'd have a heartbreaker, you go back to 0-0, and you'd get all the way to the playoffs again. You were never deterred by it. You never fell apart. You kept pushing and pushing and pushing. All right, you're pushing out some music on Madden. Tell us more.
Yeah, I did crowd control on Madden 24 with some incredible artists, working with Interscope, Derek Milano being a producer over there. It was myself, Melvin Ingram, Darren Waller, Ray McLeod. We had Rob 49 and some other artists too. It was special, man. When I first got to the league, I got away from music because it was more like to shut up and play, and it was a big void for me, and it was a stress reliever and something I truly enjoyed doing. So I got back into music, and like my first song I put out went viral. We played it in the Superdome every week. It was on the radio down here.
What is it? What's it called?
BOA.
BOA.
Check it out. Yeah, give me some streams. Check me out. But yeah, so I got to actually do the soundtrack for Madden.
Should I put on Terron Armstead song, I might get copyright. Man. So I'm not gonna do it.
And I ended up on 5 of the 6 songs. One of the songs is going to be in a movie coming up. Really big movie.
Wow, what movie?
I can't say.
Oh, you
I
can't
cannot say.
Right.
I've signed the papers.
Okay.
Right.
I will honor that.
Drop a line though. I want to hear a line. Give me one line, okay? I'm gonna be.
So Terron Armstead, he gonna get that bag no matter what, man. That bag gonna come in regardless. Even though he retiring, he gonna have other streams of income coming in. So you already got everything set up, man. You do so. A shout to Terron Armstead on that one.
The song is him.
Right.
I'll just say that. The song is him. So when you hear the song in the movie, because I'm sure you'll see the movie, it's a huge producer, all those good things. So, yeah. You want me to drop a line? I'm dropping gems with Chris Sims. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. That's what I do. You know what I mean?
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
Before we let you go, what's the one thing that's on the table that you can't stay away from? You already told us you couldn't stop eating. What's the one thing you can't stop eating until they take it away?
See, that was young, undisciplined me. Now, I've trained my mental. Yeah. I'm powerful up here now.
All right.
But I think chips really was, flaming hot fries made me an offensive lineman.
That's amazing.
Hell no.
See, kids, start eating the flaming hot fries and you'll be an offensive lineman too.
Hey, start eating them hot chips, man. If you eat them too much, they're gonna mess up your insides. For real.
Also,
talk about your foundation.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Appreciate it.
Let's hear it.
Team Armstead Foundation has been around now for 11 years, and we've impacted countless communities and individuals. Now our focus is mainly education. I have a youth business program called IAB. I'm in business, and in that program, we're teaching not only confidence, but we're going through business acumen, financial literacy, a proper handshake and eye contact, hand movements, you know what I mean? So we're really just trying to get these youth introduced to something new, a new world, untraditional teaching, but it's so necessary for life and everything moving forward. So
that's key.
That's great stuff, too.
Awesome.
I mean, teaching people practical life skills, how to interact with other folks, and not send the wrong message accidentally. Sometimes you want to send the wrong message intentionally, but you don't want to send the wrong message accidentally. That's great. That's great. All right.
You're an impressive mofo.
Terron Armstead. We'll be back with more from New Orleans.
You're the man.
I appreciate
Seriously.
Shout out to my boy Billy. Appreciate you for pulling up on me. Armstead needs to relax and enjoy life. Yeah, he does, man. He does. But our team does need help at that spot. We do need help. Man. We're going to check out Terron Armstead Instagram. I don't think he posted anything about it yet. You know, there's nothing on his story. He probably got tagged in a lot of things in regards to it. Yeah, there's some pictures here. Yeah, he was clean.
2014, and for me, getting into the community, giving back, it's the very least that we can do. That you guys, as fans of the sport, you invest so much time, energy, and your own personal money to watch and to support. And the very least that we can do as athletes, and I'm sure DeMario and Marcus Colston and other guys in the room could attest to this, the very least that we can do is be active in the community, to go and be present, to shake a hand, to have a conversation. So,
real stand-up guy, man. I'm going to definitely miss Terron Armstead, bro, to be honest, man. There go Marcus Williams. He was over there. I think I know where this is at, but I forgot the name in Miami. Come on, T-State. Why I ain't get an invite, man? Why ain't you invite me, man? I ain't talked to T-State before, but he did respond to one of my tweets, you know. I was giving him a shout out, you know, a little shit like that. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, man. You could post about it now, Terron Armstead. We all know now. To be honest, we all know now, bro. But Terron Armstead always clean. Always had that on, man. Always, no matter what, bro. You know, you could be a big guy if you look like this. If you look like this, you could be a big guy. You know, you can't let it be too sloppy. You know. You see, not a lot of big guys got swag like this. Not a lot of big guys got swag like this. This is why I like Terron Armstead, bro. This is why I like him, man. I don't know. I wish I could play some of his songs, but I don't think YouTube gonna let me. See, that boy is saucy. Man, he's shining right now, man. He look like a upgrade of Rick Ross. He look like an upgrade of Rick Ross. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Once I get to 100K, I'm gonna look just like that. 100K. That's his son right there.
I ain't been home in a week. Gone to bathroom deep.
They walk in the door 5 minutes before they walk in the door. This here dog.
I cannot
Yeah, he the cleanest over there. He the cleanest, man. I ain't gonna lie. Man, they already removed the Dolphins, everything, man. You just say, oh no. Just say NFL, man. They tried to run Armstead. Not even a day passed by. You already removed him? Not even a day? Crazy, man. Here we got Terron Armstead when he was with the Saints. You know, when he was a dog. Let's check him out. Drew Brees at quarterback. There go Alvin Kamara. Look at that boy moving. He almost took him to the locker room, man. Come on, man. Stop playing with Terron, man. Please stop playing with him. You know, Terron, he probably top 3 fastest old lineman of all time. I don't think I'm wrong on that one. I never seen an old lineman run a 4.6. Barely seen it, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Excuse me. But good job by Terron Armstead. Good run blocker, good pass. Ooh, nasty. Nasty. Good pass blocker, good run blocker. Oh, man, bro, talented, dog. So talented. Definitely gonna miss that boy, man. Here we got Patrick Paul, the guy who's gonna replace Terron Armstead. We're gonna see if he can hold up. We're gonna see. You know, this is some of his highlights from last year. You know, he seemed like he could handle all of the Jets' edge rushers. Like, there wasn't too much of a competition against the Jets. So we might be good against the Jets in regards to D-line. You know, but Patriots, they got new D-linemen. They might be hard for Patrick Paul. You know, Bills, they just got Joey Bosa. So can Patrick Paul handle Joey Bosa? That's what we got to figure out. You know, he blocking Hassan Reddick with ease. Hassan Reddick, a pretty good pass rusher. That's McDonald right there. That's probably their best edge rusher right here. That's the Jets' best edge rusher. This is what Patrick Paul doing to him. That's pretty good. I'm not even going to lie. Clemens, a very strong DN. You know, he could get pushed back on this, but he holding up. He holding up. Good pass blocking. Him against Houston. You know, this is your hometown, so you are supposed to perform. at this stage, bro. This is your hometown right here. Who 55? Daniil Hunter? I think so. Okay. That boy blocking Daniil Hunter? Okay. Yeah, that's a good job right there by Patrick Paul. Will Anderson, he blocking him. Okay. That's a good rep right there. Good out rep. Okay. Will Anderson, Alabama. You know, I think number 2 overall pick. Number 3. So he's showing that he could block against the Houston Texans D-line, which is pretty good. Shout out to the Dive Bar podcast. They spoke with Raheem Mostert and they asked him for any hints if Terron Armstead would retire. Let's hear what they got to say.
You know, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I can't spoil anything.
You know something.
No, I'm not. Well, honestly, I don't know. I just him talking to me and the type of relationship we have. You know, I wouldn't put it past him that he wants to play again just because the type of player he is. But then I also know I'm in several different business things with him too. So I know he likes the business side of things and he wants to move on. You know, he put a nice little luscious career together. So we'll see, man. I'm excited. Either way, you know, if he continues to play, he's still gonna have nothing but the love and support from me. You know, I literally got his last jersey as a Miami Dolphin, so I'm super excited about it.
He said it right there. He said it right there that he retired, bro. His last jersey as a Miami Dolphin. That's what I think.
About that, and I can't wait to hang that up. You know, that's gonna be something that I'm gonna truly cherish. So it's we'll see.
A shout out to Raheem Mostert, you know, currently with the Raiders. You know, he went and joined Christian Wilkins. Sadly enough, but we do love Raheem too. You know, it's all love with Raheem. All love.
Oh my God, Terron Armstead just retired! We just lost another one of our leaders and our best offensive lineman! I had a feeling this would happen, because if you listen to Mike McDaniel's last press conference, he didn't feel good about Terron Armstead coming back this year. So this past season, we lost our 2 best leaders in Terron Armstead and Calais Campbell. You know what those 2 players are telling me? They have no faith in Mike McDaniel, and they don't believe in Chris Greer. And you know what? I don't blame him. Chris Greer's been our GM for, 8 years? Haven't had a single playoff win. This guy blows! Armstead and Campbell are smart. They know this is a sinking ship with Chris Greer at the head of the table. And if Tyreek didn't just re-sign a new deal with us last offseason, he wouldn't be here either. He probably would have dipped too. Stephen Ross should have fired this bum at the beginning of this offseason. Why is he still here?
It's looking worse and worse for Chris Greer, man. Worse and worse and worse. If Patrick Paul don't work, bro, it's over for Chris Greer, bro. It's over. He definitely on a hot seat now. Most definitely.
Oh no, none of us know, except for Stephen Ross. That buffoon, for some reason, just loves Chris Greer. He doesn't want to get rid of him. What's the plan now? Is this why we brought back Liam Eichenberg, our worst offensive lineman? Is he going to be protecting Tua's blind side? Or are we just going to kill Tua at this point? Because that's what it seems like to me. It seems like they don't give a single shit about Tua's health. Tua's gotten injured the past couple of years because of how bad the O-line's been. And what does he do this offseason? Just makes the O-line even worse. It makes no sense. But I know Patrick Paul's going to be our starting left tackle going into this year. He was our 2nd round pick last year. Hopefully it works out. He didn't really play much. He hasn't really showed much, so we'll just hope and pray. And it's very possible we take an offensive lineman with our 13th overall pick, whether it's Will Campbell or Armin Membu if they drop, or maybe even Kelvin Banks Jr. But Armstead, I don't blame you for retiring. I have no faith in Chris Greer either. Hopefully he gets fired soon, but enjoy the rest of your retirement. Oh my...
Oh, man, he went crazy, bro. He went crazy, bro. Shout out to Tyler, man. Funny. But, hey, Will Campbell, he don't sound too bad, man. He don't sound too bad. Let me get to the comments real quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Help is with Patrick Paul in the draft fam. Sink or swim. You know, Patrick Paul, like I said, he had some good highlights last year. Some good highlights that show you that he could be a good tackle. I'd say that. Shout out to my boy Cap. Thank you for pulling up on me. Cap for live. Coach Armstead will be missed, most definitely. But hey, he could still be around. Man. In that little interview with Chris Sims, he said that every Thursday that they do dinner. So I think like all the old linemen on the Dolphins will still do that dinner, but he'll just come. But he's not playing for the Dolphins no more. That's just the case. So he's technically a coach, but he's not a coach. Nice interview, great content, bro. Appreciate you, Cap. Appreciate you. Billy, numbers 1072, Armstead, Barry White Jr. Who that? YouTube thumb 7, Colin from Heard No More Than Fans. He hard pressed Armstead about coming back to play. Armstead said he had a team already. Dolphins. Yeah, I watched that the other day. I think I did that in my other video. Yeah. DDW said Uno was there. Oh, Tua was there? I ain't see him. Okay. Does Armstead go the Shaquille Barrel route and sign with another team? Like I said, I feel like if the Dolphins show like we could win a playoff game, he'll come back to the Dolphins. The Saints, I don't think the Saints are in a better position to win than the Dolphins. I don't think so. So no way he goes back to the Saints like Shaquille Barrett did. I don't think he does that. Heard. Okay, yeah, I understand. Cap for live laughing. Yeah, man, Tyler funny. He panicking right now. It looked like he was about to cry at one point. Let me go to that part where he about to cry. Hold on.
It makes no sense. But I know Patrick Paul's going to be our starting left tackle going into this year. He was our second-round pick last year. Hopefully it works out. He didn't really play much. He hasn't really showed much, so we'll just hope and pray. And it's very possible leaving Chris Greer at the head of the table. And if Tyreek didn't just re-sign a new deal with us last offseason, he wouldn't be here either. He probably would have dipped too. Stephen Ross should have fired this bum at the beginning of this offseason. Why is he still here? I don't know. None of us know, except for Stephen Ross.
But we all acting like Chris Greer forced Terron Armstead to retire. That's crazy. And we still find a way to blame Chris Greer, even though Terron Armstead said he retiring. We all blaming Chris Greer. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But here we have a little video from the retirement night, Terron Armstead, on what made Sean Payton, Drew Brees, and Cam Jordan special.
Around them. Walk by in the hallway, try to bump them. Didn't like him. I appreciated him. And as I got older and the more time I spent around him, I understood him. He was so big on the details, the small things. He held everybody to the same standard, and I appreciated that. That standard of excellence. He would go and yell at the front desk lady because too many DoorDash orders coming in. He would go to the ground seat guys. He would go to the cafeteria staff. He was crazy, but he was consistent, and I appreciate him for that because I started to understand him, and those lessons started to grow into me, and I watched other leaders on the team. I watched Drew Brees in this process. It's cliche, first person in, last one to leave. That was truly him. That was truly Drew. Every off day, every Tuesday, he was in that quarterback room studying film for hours.
Wow.
I watched Cam J. Every off day, he's at a school or a hospital.
Yeah, that's hard work right there. Hard work. Here's a little setup at the party in Miami. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I think I went to a club here before. They probably just rented it out to throw this, probably. Let's all watch the infamous Terron Armstead NFL Combine. Legend.
Right leg.
6'4" and 3 quarters. 306, 34-inch arms, amazing. The arm length, that's pretty good right there, pretty good.
during the season for NC State. So now here is Terron Armstead of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
This is one of my favorite offensive linemen in this year's draft. He's
Moving.
a great athlete from a small school. He opened up eyes.
Y'all see why I say he could be a DN? Because of that speed, even though he's 306, he could be a DN/D tackle if he ever played D-line.
East-West All-Star game. I thought he had the most upside of any offensive lineman at the East-West game.
Moving. Some linebackers not even running this
ran
speed.
Unofficially a 4.65. So
Crazy,
I highlighted
dog.
Lane Johnson in the open, yet Armstead from Pine Bluff runs a sub 4.7. This kid is rising up charts.
Crazy, man. Crazy. That's one of the best combines I ever seen from an old lineman. One of the best, bro. And he came from a HBCU. Like, come on, man. Shout out to Terron. You know, Terron, he could go out and do this now. You know, just live life, enjoy it. Don't have to worry about injuries. He don't got to worry about the Dolphin Twitter slander that he receives when he don't play a game. Y'all bothering him. He don't got to worry about that no more. He can just live his life, you know, go to different countries, be a rapper, handle all the business that not business, but the businesses that he handling, you know. I'm happy for Terron, man. Happy for Terron. I don't know where he at. He look like he on an island. Santorini, I don't know. But it look lit where he at. By the way, Terron dancing, you would have thought he had a Super Bowl ring already. You would have thought he had a Super Bowl ring already, man. A shout out to Terron Armstead. Last year, he played 15 games. So that's pretty good. 15 games is like 17 games for Terron Armstead. This felt like the whole season. I'm not even going to lie, man. 3 sacks allowed, tied for third. You know, some years he be letting 0 sacks. Some years, to be honest. Let me see. Okay, I'm good. 89.4 overall grade, third in regards to D tackles. At one point, he was ranked first. Throughout the season, and then I think he kind of fell off, but he still had a good year. Christian Wilkins, Javon Holland, Robert Hunt, Andrew Van Ginkel, Terron Armstead, Calais Campbell, Xavier Howard, Connor Williams, Brandon Jones, Jerome Baker, Deshaun Elliott. Out of all these guys, I'm going to tell you the ones that I regret and the ones I don't regret. Christian Wilkins, I don't really regret it because we ended up getting Calais Campbell. But look, we lost Calais Campbell as well. We lost him as well, man. Javon Holland, it just depends on if we do get a good safety in the draft that I like, then I won't regret losing Javon Holland. But if we don't, then yeah, I will. I feel like he's going to have a good year with the Giants. I do feel like it. Robert Hunt, this seems like the one that I regret the most. This seems like it, but we ain't have the money to give to him. We didn't. Andrew Van Ginkel, I feel like I mean, as of right now, I feel like Andrew Van Ginkel and Chop Robinson, they're on an even playing field. Even playing field, bro. You know, I can't really say one is better than the other, you know, but if you had to force me to choose somebody, I would choose Andrew Van Ginkel right now. I'm sorry. Andrew Van Ginkel, he does everything out there. Chop Robinson, he'll get to the backfield quick, but he's not as versatile as Van Ginkel. He could get to that point. I think Chop Robinson has a high ceiling, but I do miss Van Ginkel. No cap. Terron Armstead, definitely going to regret this one. Any old lineman loss, good old lineman loss, I'm going to regret it. Xavier Howard, kind of regret it. You know, as of right now, I would choose Xavier Howard over Cam Smith. I'm not even going to lie. Xavier Howard, he's not retired. He's still available. You know, we could bring him back in for one more year. You know, if he's having a hard time finding a other team, Xavier Howard would be better than anything else that we will put right now, unless we get Will Johnson in the draft or Chevelle. I forgot his name, from Eastern Carolina, the cornerback. One of those guys, man, at corner. But if we don't end up addressing the cornerback group and we still end up with bad corners, let's hit up Xavier Howard. Let's do that. Connor Williams, I don't regret this one because he ended up retiring anyway. You know, just like Terron Armstead. So 2 of these old linemen retired. Crazy. 2. Brandon Jones. Yeah, I kind of regret this one. I did not know that he was going to perform as well as he did with the Broncos. Did not know. Jerome Baker. Nah. Nah, I'm sorry. I love Jerome. I love you, Jerome, but nah, I'm good. Deshaun Elliott. Nah, I'm good. I'm good, man. But Terron Armstead, bro, that's a huge loss. A huge loss. But it seemed like we low-key rebuilding. Here, NFL players react. Bradley Chubb, he said, a true OG. Hall of Fame for sure. That's what he, that's what he said, man. Shout out to Bradley Chubb. Easy money. So Jonnu Smith, shout out to him. Legendary, brother. Congrats on an amazing career. The GOAT King. That's Jonnu. Jalen Waddle. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. I'm saying it in his voice too. Hall of Fame. I don't know. Terron Armstead, he don't got that ring yet. So I don't know if he gonna make it to the Hall of Fame. But hey, I would put him in. I don't care. He deserve it, bro. He deserve it. My dog, a heck of a career. Shout out to Jalen Ramsey. He commented. Here, shout out to the Dive Bar podcast again. They had a little interview with Terron Armstead a few weeks ago. I forgot when, but they had that interview and he talked about Patrick Paul on his interview. So let's check out what he said.
Yeah, Big Pat Paul, man. He's.
Give us a little bit.
Hold on, my bad, y'all.
Pat Paul, man. He's. When I spoke about somebody that has that desire to be great, that's Pat. That's Pat, and he has some tools that I seen early. I didn't do OT. I haven't done OTAs in probably 8 years or whatever. So when I got back from minicamp, and I seen Patrick Paul, and he's making that initial contact that you see in pass pro, boom. But the ability to stay engaged without pads on, with the jerseys on, when you got players that can do that, that's different. That's not a normal. You don't find many of those that can latch on to people without pads on. That so your hands and feet are in position to where you can control this man in a jersey. That's rare. You know what I mean? So he has that. With the year of work that he's had from a technique standpoint, understanding the game, and that's only going to continue to grow because of his willingness to work. He wants to be great. He want to smoke my career, like put my shit out there. You know what I mean? Make people forget about Terron Armstead. Like that's the goal. I love it. I'm here for it. So with that, his approach, his mindset, sky's the limit for Patrick Paul.
Here's who Billy said that Terron Armstead looked like. If I'm not mistaken. Is him? It don't look like Terron Armstead to me. Oh, I don't know, dog. I don't know. This don't look like Terron Armstead, bro. This don't. But shout out to T-Stead on what he said about Patrick Paul. You know, I can't really go off of practice based on what you do at practice to see if you're going to be a good player or not. I got to see you against the best of the best. The best of the best. But we've seen some reps of Patrick Paul going up against good DNs, and he can hold up sometimes. He can hold up. Here's another video from the party.
Still live. 2013 NFL draft was my first day on the job. Today is my last. I appreciate y'all, man. Love you. Still.
Yeah, he about to cry.
Live. 2013 NFL draft was my first day on the job. Today is my last. I appreciate y'all, man. Love you. Still. Live. 2013 NFL draft was.
This is who I see, Barry White Jr. This is who I see. Does he look like Terron Armstead? Does he? I don't know. I don't know about him either. I don't know about him. I don't know if this is the right person or not, Billy. I don't know. But shout out to T-Stead on that not press conference, but on the speech. You know, definitely will be missed. You see, look, you look way bigger than Terron Armstead, bro. Way bigger than Terron Armstead. Way bigger, bro. Terron Armstead passing the torch to Patrick Paul at his retirement party last night. Man. My brother. Locked in, man. Locked in.